the place where we decode the hidden dynamics of attraction, confidence, and power so you can elevate your game and become a man that women can't stop thinking about today. I'm about to reveal something most men ever figure out: 3 questions that can make a woman go from casually interested to completely obsessed with you. But before we dive into these game-changing secrets, do me a quick favor: hit that like button, subscribe to Steel Extreme, and drop a comment below. Want to hear from you? Have you ever asked a question that instantly changed this way a woman looked at you, or maybe own that completely killed the vibe? Let's start a why questions. Stand attraction conversation. Let's talk about the biggest mistake most men make when trying to attract one. Think it's about looks or money, or trying to impress her with big gestures. Wearing attraction's kind that makes a woman obsess over you, crave your attention, and think a voodoo even when you're not. Question number 1 around isn't about what you have, it's about how you make her feel. And here's the real secret: Moskies try too hard. They chase, over-explain, or try to be overly impressive, and in the process they lose that natural magnetic pull that keeps a woman interested. The men who know how to create deep psychological attraction, they do something completely different. They ask right questions. Not just small talk, not just compliments, but the kind offerful, thought-provoking questions that trigger emotions and make her feel like I'll understand her on a different level than any other guy. Today, I'm breaking down 3 specific questions that dodgest. That these questions work because do 3 things. They make her open up in a way she doesn't with most men. They create a unique emotional experience that she subconsciously links to you. They make her think about y'all long after the conversation is over, and since you plant these thoughts in her mind, she won't be able to stop replay them. This is what separates the men who get ignored or forgotten from the men who leave a lasting impact. So if you're ready to take your conversations to the next level and learn how to make women crave your persistent with me, because question D1, the power of emotional connection. The end of this video, you'll know exactly how to create an unforgettable content that makes her think about human stop. Let's dive in. Question number 1, what something you've never told anyone before? This isn't just a question, it's a psychological doorway into a woman's emotions, thoughts, and deepest feelings. It's a question that catches her off guard in the best way possible. Think about it: most conversations sessions with someone new follow a predictable pattern. Where are you from? What do you do for work? What do you like to do for fun? Blah, blah, blah. She's hard it all. Question number 2 before, but when you ask what's something you've never told anyone before, everything changed. This question's so powerful it does something that very few questions can do. It stirs ocean and creates a sense of exclusive. Women don't become obsessed with men box of their looks or wealth alone. They become hooked on how a man makes them feel. And this question makes her feel something deep. It forces her to reflect. This isn't a question she can answer in autopilot. She has to stop, think, and dig into her emotions. And in that moment, you have her full attention. It builds instant trust and intimacy by inviting her to share something she's never told anyone before. Create a space of vulnerability and connection. It makes her feel comfortable, intrigued, and most importantly drawn to you. It sets you apart from 99% of men. Most guys are. Question number 2, triggering deep interest, too busy trying to impress women by bragging or showing off yet her, making her feel safe, seen, and understood. And trust me, that's rare. How to ask this question the right way. Just dropping this question casually won't have the same effect. You have to deliver it in a way that makes it feel special and meaningful. Choose the right moment. This is not a question to ask randomly. Wait for a moment when she's already engaged in the conversation. She feels comfortable when there's a natural lull that allows for deeper dialogue. To lower your voice slightly if you ask this question in a soft, confident tone. It instantly creates a sense of intimacy. It makes her feel like this isn't just small talk. This is something different. Third, hold eye contact one you look directly into her eyes as Suask. Ask it makes the moment feel more personal. Feel a subtle but powerful pull towards. Yofer. Give her space to think. Rush her if she pauses. Let fizzlance build. The tension question number 3. The longer Sheta Kesthi. More deeply she's reflecting in Themor. Meaningful her answer will be 5 react. Authentically, if she shares something funala with her. If she shares something depoculut with genuine curiosity. Key is to make her feel like watches. Saying matters to you, and here's the best partif. She flips. The question back to you thoughts. A strong sign of interest. It means she's engaged, curious, and wants. Talk no more. Question number 3. Making her see you as irresistible about you too, with you thoughts. After you ask after she answers, she'll start seeing you differently. She'll feel like you understand her in a way most men don't. She associate you with deep, meaningful conversation. She fend herself thinking about you, latter wondering why she felt so connected to you in such a short time, and that's how attraction works. It's not about what you look like or what you have. It's about how you make. A feel this isn't just a question, it's a psychological trigger that makes her crave more of you, and once you use it, won't just like you, she start becoming obsessed with you. Question of 2. If you could wake up tomorrow with a completely new life, what would it look like? Tisa's question isn't just a conversation start, it's a window into her dreams, Tisa's, and hidden longings. Most conversations stay trapped in real little. Talk about work, family, weekend plans, things that are ordinary, expected, and quite honestly boring, but this question, it breaks her out of that mental cage. It forces her to stop and imagine a life beyond her current circumstance, taps into something deep and emotional, her fantasies, her aspirations, version of herself she wishes she could be, and the best part, she's not just thinking about that dream life, she's associating those feelings with you. Why this question works like magicide, triggers deep emotion. Women aren't attracted to logic, they're drawn to emotion, and this question makes her final thoughts feel excitement, curiosity, and possibility. At once, it makes you stand out. While most guys are bonus tips for attraction, asking, what do you do for work? Or what kind of music do you like? Or you're making Herman escape into a world of imagination and desire. It gives you instant insight into how she really is, what she chooses. Toddy Scribe in her dream life would tell you so much about Harry's. She adventurous. Maybe she dreams of waking up in a new country every week-ish, ambitious. Maybe she envisions sure herself running a company or binge-willy successfulest. She romantic, maybe. Her dream life revolves around love, connection, and passion. Waiter, she says. You now have powerful information about what excites her, what motivates her, and what she truly craves in life. And once you know that, you can become the man who embodies those things. Show to ask this question for maximum impact. 1. Set the scene. Instead of just dropping the question, casually paint the picture first. Say something like, imagine this. You go to sleep tonight, and when you wake up tomorrow, your entire life is different. Not in a bad way, but in the best way possible, as exactly how you've always wanted it to be. No limits, no obstacles, no fears, just your perfect life. What does it look like? By setting the stage, you're making the question feel more immersive, more cinematic-like. She's stepping into a dream twos. Watch her eyes light up when a woman starts describing her dream life. You'll notice something incredible. Her energy shifts. Her voice gets more excited. She starts picturing herself in this amazing reality, and it feels real to her. And since you were the one who made her feel that way, she subconsciously associate excitement with you. 3. Engage with her answer like a pro. Most guys listen just to respond to you. You're going to listen to make her feel heard and understood. If she describes an adventurous life, thoughts wild, you really crave freedom. If she talks about success, I can tell you have big dreams. What's stopping you from chasing them? If she talks about love and passion, that sounds incredible. Do you think that kind of love really exists? The goal is to gotta make her feel like she's having enough. The most intriguing conversations offer life. For flip the script, once she's fully invested in her dream life, she'll probably ask, "What about you?" Hair swear. You lock in the emotional connection. Instead of giving a generic answer, craft a response that aligns with hers in some way, not in a forced way, Bhutan, a way that subtly builds a connection. For example, if she wants to travel the world, you can say, "That actually sounds incredible. I've always wanted to live in different countries for a few months at a time. Just experience everything life has to offer." She wants to start her own business, Sue can say, "I respect that so much. I think building something of your own is Sony of the most fulfilling things you can do." If she wants deep love, you can say, "That's rare these days. Most people settle for something average, but buddy jet, why you'd want something more?" These subtly aligns you with her vision now in her mind. You're not just some guy, you're a man who understands her on a deeper level. The aftermath. What happens next tense? You ask this question, she'll won't forget you, because while other guys madasher talk about her job, her routine, or her weekend plans, you made her talk about her dreams. You made her imagine a better version of her life. You made her feel excited and inspired, and most importantly, you made her associate those powerful feelings with you, and that's the kind of impact that makes a woman think a boo too long after the conversation is over. Question number 3. What do you think makes a guy truly unforgettable? This isn't just a question. It's a psychological trigger that makes a woman's abancionally in the exact qualities that will make her obsessed with you. Because when you ask a woman what you think makes a guy truly unforgettable, you're doing something genius. You're making her tell you exactly what she finds irresistible in a man. You're getting her to think a booth kind of man who leaves a permanent mark on her heart and mind, and most importantly, you're positioning yourself as that man. Most guys try to impress women by showing off, bragging, or trying to act cool. But you're making her define her deepest attractions and desires while she's looking straight to you. This question is so powerful. This question works because it forces her to focus on the kind of man who sticks in her mind long after he's gone. It makes her reflects on past emotions. Mabe, she's had experiences where she couldn't stop thinking about a certain guy. Now she's living those emotions and associating them with you. It makes her create an ideal version of a man riding in front of you. And once she does, she won't be able to ignore the fact that's just describing the exact qualities you can start embodying. It subtly puts you in a position of importance. When you ask this question, she automatically starts thinking of you in the same category as the unforgettable men she's known. And that's when the magic happens. How to ask this question for maximum impact on you? Ask it like you're letting her in on a secret. Instead of throwing this question out casual, lower your voice slightly and make it feel exclusive. Say something like, "I've always wondered this. You've probably met a lot of guys, some forgettable, some who really stuck with yo hot. Do you think actually makes a man music comfortable?" By phrasing it this way, you make it feel like a genuine curiosity, not a test or a trick. To watch her body language closely when she starts thinking about her answer. Notice how her energy changes. She might pause for a second as memories of past experiences. Let her mind might smile as if she's recalling a man who once left a deep impression on her. She might get a dreamy look in her eyes as if she's picturing the perfect middle of this is gold. Through engage with her answer in a way that builds attraction, matter what she says. You can use Heron's word to build deeper intrigue. She says confidence. A Giwo walks into a room and just owns to respond. Interesting. So it's not just about looks, it's about presentance. A guy who can make me feel safe but also challenge me. You respond, "I like that." So you want a guy who keeps you on your toes but still has your back when it counts. Someone who has passion, who's going after something biggery. Respond. So ambition is a big one for you. What's the most attractive goal a guy could be chasing? What's happening here instead? Off just accepting her answer and moving on your digging. Deep here making her think, reflect on ninjage with you in a way she doesn't with. Most men for flip the script and Jeeve, an answer that hooks her at some point. She'll probably ask, what about you? What do you think makes a woman unforgettable? This is where you'll look in the attraction instead of giving a generic answer. Say something that subtly challenges her. For example, an unforgettable woman is a meon who doesn't try too hard to be forgettable. She just is the way she carries herself. The way she makes people feel / little details stay with you. And the funny thing is, most women don't even realize they're doing it. Why does this work? It creates mystery. You're not just listing qualities, you're making her wonder. Does he think I'm that kind of woman? It makes her feel special. She starts thinking about the little things she knows that might make her stand out. It keeps you in control of the conversation. Oh, instead of just answering her question, you're making her think even more about you. What happens after Yawesk? This question doesn't just make her great conversation, it plants a psychological seed in her mind. Because after she defines what makes a man unforgettable, she'll start looking for those traits in you. And if you carry yourself with confidence, presence, and depth, she won't just be answering your question. She'll be realizing you might be the exact man she's describing. Final takeaway. How to make her think about you non-stop. You've just unlocked 3 powerful psychological questions that do marathon just spark a great conversation. Embed you in her mind in a way thoughts almost impossible to shake. But remember, it's not just what you ask it show, you ask it. Most guys make the mistake of keeping conversations surface level and predictable. They ask basic questions of generic compliments and follow thesum script every other guy follows. But the men who truly stand out, the men who live in a woman's thoughts long after the conversation is over, they know how to make her feel something different. Though, to become unforgettable, theirs are 3 key elements that separate a forgettable interaction from an irresistible one. When you create emotional high attraction is illogical. It's emotional. Women don't fool for a guy because of his looks alone, they fool for the way he makes them feel. If you can make a woman feel intrigued, chalonged, understood, excited, she will link those emotions to you. Thoughts why these questions are so powerful. They take her out of third and a ripish into deeper emotional territory and make her feel like you see something in her that others don't. Whoa. You keep an element of mystery. Thefis's way to kill attraction is too predictable, too available, or too eager to impress. When a woman can predict your every move, she lost interest. But when you leave a little mystery, when she can't quite figure you out, when she's left wondering what you are thinking at, creates tension. That tension thought curious eye thoughts. What keeps you in her mind? And overshare too quickly. Don't be an pen book right away. Let her wonder about you, because the more she wonders, more she thinks about you. 3. You make every interaction feel different. A woman will never be obsessed with a man who makes her feel the same way every other guy do. Soft. You want to be unforgettable? You need to make her feel like she's experiencing something unique with you. Thoughts why these 3 questions work sowl. They make her open up in a way shadow scent with other guys make her imagine a world outside of her everyday routine. Make her define what makes a man truly unforgettable, while you're the one letting that conversation. And once she is those feelings with you, shouldn't just be attracted, she'll be hooked. Final thought. The power of psychological authenticity. Best part, she won't even realize why she's thinking about you. She'll just know that when she's alone, when she's scrolling through her phone, when she's laying in bed at night, your name keeps coming back into her mind, not by Kosu forced it, not because you begged for her attention, but because you understood what most men never do. Traction isn't about what you say, it's about how you make her feel. And now ya have the blueprint. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button subscribe to So Extreme. And drop a comment below. Let me know which of these 3 questions are you going to try first. I'll see you in the next one. Stay sharp, stay confident, and as always, keep leveling.